Hello, I hope you are well. Welcome to another video. So today we're going to ask, are demons real? Well, as a bone of contention for me, I'm not very sure about that. I think the term's bandied about a lot. I definitely think there are entities out there that we should be very careful of. But I also think there are a lot of trickster spirits and, people who are passed on, who are still revengeful and want to cause problems for people. And I think it's more complicated than people think. I mean, every time I watch Zach Bagans, as he's called, his show Ghost Hunters, my son and I try to work out how long we have a bet on. Basically, is it going to take him 5 minutes to mention demon or 3? I quite often win because it's usually within about 2 or 3 minutes there's a demon entity here. And I just want to look at that term. I don't think it's correct. As a psychic medium, channeler, and seem to be all sorts of things supernatural that way at the moment. It's exhausting. I have seen some things that are very strange. For instance, now I know there is a spirit that gets in here, shadow person, whatever you want to call them. He's not an angelic entity like the other shadow men around me, or men in black as I call them as well. This person is from a past life who keeps getting in for some reason. I think he's allowed to come in because he's teaching me something. He's making me strong by reminding me of how I got put down in previous lives. I mean, they've told me several times, you can check this out in previous videos, which is something I still can't quite believe. 3 times a queen on the planet and 4 times murdered. Well, that's nice, isn't it? And this is the guy who did the murdering, aren't you? And I can really see him. He's made himself known again in the past couple of days. And he comes in and out and he winds me up and he gets close sometimes. Get out of my face. I wish you could see what I say. And I know I recently told somebody in the comments, no, I don't want you to say it. And I really don't, because it can get exhausting and quite frightening, to be honest. Hopefully, I know if you're watching this that you have gifts of some sort, and your gifts are more than enough, trust me. They're equal, they're wonderful. Just stay with that, yeah. Because the way I see things, sometimes it's exhausting, and it can be negative. For instance, last night I had a very bad dream. Now, I know spirits get in my dream. It's almost like I've become aware that, I know this sounds a bit inception-y, but I become aware that somebody shouldn't be in my dream. I've had that a few times. When I was at the pictures tapping again to confirm that, when that actually happens. That's one of the shadow men doing that. And when I was at my previous flat, there was a guy there. It was a hospice originally, and it had been a nunnery, yeah, I want to say nunnery for some reason, and it's a convent, I would rather say, but and a lot of people had died there, and 2 of the spirits there were 2 girls who came with me here. They're at the back. They asked to come with me, and I'm not surprised, because there was a guy who seemed to run the place in the spirit world. I used to go in one of the bathrooms at night, and I kept out of that bathroom because I could see all the spirits lined up against the wall, and the shadow men, my protectors, were doing this all the time. There weren't that many of them there, and you try to help, but it's not always about that. But this guy did not like me. It was almost like he felt like he was in control of the place. He's a bald guy and smart though, and He wore a navy suit though. I have to say that for some reason. He was very smart, but he wore a navy suit, so he wasn't. They're trying to tell me that basically he wasn't with them and confirm that. And he would I've caught him in the other bathroom a few times, and it was an argument. He thought I brought too much activity to the place, and he did not like it, and he wanted me out. And he made life very difficult for me in there. There were lots of things going wrong all the time. The place felt damp. It was awful. It was very uncomfortable. And occasionally I'd be in a dream, and all of a sudden I'd look at this person and I think, who the heck are you? And he basically was stalking me in my dreams. Was he a demon? No, but he was a bad spirit. He was a person who was determined to get his way. And what you find is, people, just because they're, you get, the term bad, okay, but people who are not good, shall we be polite about it, in life, and it's the same in the spirit world. Doesn't mean they're a demon with horns and who comes in. I personally believe, to be honest, that they come from interdimensional worlds and get trapped here, like the goat man and things like that, and maybe that's how they feed. Yeah, but it's this it's very religious way of looking at demon spirit. It's people who are, and so some take forms. It's almost like I can hear somebody arguing with me when I'm watching this. When they're watching this, it can take different forms. But what I'm trying to tell you is, and if this doesn't resonate with you, then it doesn't resonate with you, and you don't have to believe what I'm saying. That's not what I want when I do these videos. I want you to be inspired by your own thoughts. I'm just a catalyst for you. So, but I just believe that a lot of them are, dodgy people who were dodgy in life and are dodgy on the other side, and who haven't moved on in some cases, who don't want to. Everybody has free will, to a certain extent. So, and I think they like to get you back. But to label everything a demon, I don't think so. And I do think that some are from interdimensional worlds, and some are just things we can't explain. Do I think there are actually no. I think it's exactly what I said. And I think they can be more than terrifying. So label them what you want. I'm just giving you my viewpoint. Okay. But to get back, this guy kept coming in, and I would just, all of a sudden, it's like you're in your dream, you're doing your thing, then all of a sudden you just turn and go, you shouldn't be here. And sometimes I would see the Men in Black, Shadow Men, come in, and it's almost like they're policing my dreams. It's really strange because they just appear. And this person, I don't get bothered again. But I've had that quite a few times. And yesterday morning, before I did my video for yesterday, I had a strange picture in my head. It was almost like a robot with a skeleton on the top for a head. And that made me sort of frown. I thought, oh, somebody's around me that shouldn't be. They're sending me images. Like this guy who's from the past. I'll do a thing on past lives. He sends me horrible things. And sometimes, right, I'm getting tongue-tied because I'm getting information. Let's stick with this bit first. So they can, this happens to me every time. They push information at me too fast, or I get tongue-tied. Okay, we'll start from here. So basically, they can come into your dreams and they can be annoying. So ask for protection. Ask for protection before you go to sleep if you think that's going to happen. And to get back, got my train of thought back, robot with the skull head, which is not very nice at all, I have to say. It just stuck in my mind as an image. And as I say, I get sent images sometimes from this guy, and they can be nasty. Sometimes my guides can send me things. If I'm afraid of something and I don't want to do it, they show me that it's a fear I have to overcome, and by doing that they get it off the table. Now, see, they're playing with me. Oh, huge spiders. I'm talking horrible things. I hate. And it's so vivid. And what's even more scary is when I've looked in the mirror, I can see these things. I've had them on my face, everything. I put them in my hair, everything. And that's a fear I have to deal with. And sometimes your guides will do that to you. And as I've been told many times by other mediums as well, that guides, angels, whatever, nothing's good or bad. It's basically what needs to be done to show you. Or it's part of your journey or something like that. They're not demons, they're showing you something. So there's a lot of grey areas here, and that's what they do to me. And if nobody believes me that I don't understand, because I'm so, I want to do that, but oh. Anyway, so that's a little demonstration for you. God, that's what I mean. You don't want this. So I knew, but I had this dream, and it's a recurring theme dream for me. And yes, it's obviously a problem that I have to deal with that comes up every now and again, and I'm reminded of it. But it did make me wonder, because the other thing you've got to watch is, when you're sensitive, is watching the television. I watch a lot of ghost stuff, and I'll sit there and go, oh, I believe that. No, that's, it. Slap Ham, all those people, Nukes Top 5, love it. I love them. And then I'll watch all these ghost programs, Ghost Hunters, Haunted in the, what was it? Haunted Woods. I love that, because I love all the Bigfoot stuff. Yeah, really believe that. Yeah. Is Bigfoot supernatural? No. I think Bigfoot is definitely a creature who maybe has supernatural ability, or as we perceive it, it's maybe something we just don't understand. But yeah, I definitely feel there's a species that I think there are loads of species out there that we don't know about. We're very narrow-minded as a race. Anyway, that's another video. So yeah, I watch something on the television, and it can be something that you think is benign, really, but it can affect you. And it's what I'd watched some program, and there was something about violent images, and I remember thinking afterwards, don't like that. Forgot about it, then watched some of the ghost programs, then went to bed and had this horrible dream, the recurrent theme dream, and it was all to do with the face, and part of the face being removed, violent acts. Oh, it was pretty scary. So I haven't been sent that, but the recurrent theme, and this is something my guide showed me at times to tell me somebody's watching or whatever. A guy in a hoodie, yeah, and there was somebody. I was in my bathroom at my parents' home, and this guy was outside the door, and he was talking to me. I can't remember what he was saying. So he was a spirit. He was definitely a bad. I'm going to say not very good spirit. Entity, as in, I want to say entity, because not a demon entity, as a person who's been alive, and he was outside the door. He was talking to me. He wasn't saying very nice things, and I thought, I'm not sure about you. See, I have trust issues with a lot of things. So I just slid, and it was no lock. There was something weird about the lock. There was something, I cannot remember it all. I slid the lock along, and I thought, I'm just going to ignore him. I think I was getting, okay, I'll tell you that bit in a minute. Just give me some information. And I went and got on with something in the bathroom. I think I was washing my face. Something at the sink. And I heard a voice, and I turned around. I really thought I was safe. And he was standing in the corner by the door, the door was still locked. I couldn't get out. I couldn't get away. And I've had that so many times. This person comes, they invade my space and in, you know, where you feel safe. And I jumped awake. I was terrified. And they found it amusing. And that was the spirit. Is it that guy who trying to come through to me? Possibly. Is it a past life leaking through? Could well be. We'll tackle that in another video. It was very odd, very scary. I hate that. But they've told me that because they're throwing people who come in and out of here who shouldn't be in all the time. When you're a medium, people want to talk to you, and I want to help, but they only allow them in certain times. Or if I'm doing a reading or I'm doing whatever, then they'll allow them in. But it's very strict. It's all military. These people around me, military. No doubt in my mind. Always been military. That's why I find them a little bit blunt at times, and I want to... So yeah, but they're telling me that somebody was in the bathroom last night when I was getting ready. But I do think, be careful if you're not if you're feeling out of sorts or you're feeling tired and you're sensitive. Please be careful what you watch on the TV. This lot will tell me quite often, or they'll start making noise around the room. You need to go to bed. You know, the energy's not right. Yeah. So careful what you watch on the TV. You're taking energy from what's going on, and you can sometimes draw the people who are on that screen, you know, to you. It has happened to me, and so be careful, okay? But yeah, as for changing it, if you've seen, you know, Goat Man, whatever, they can definitely change themselves into things. I've seen it. I've seen them do it. They can manifest like that. I've seen it. I've seen them change it. Suddenly they have a hat. You know, they'll suddenly put a hat on. They'll suddenly be carrying something. They'll change, you know, suddenly have a tash or, you know, whatever. So yeah, they can change and they can frighten you. But is it a demon entity? Maybe there are some out there. I'm not going to rule that out completely. But in my experience so far, and what I believe, they're usually dodgy people from life who haven't learnt a lesson and who are hanging around and who can change themselves into anything. Because I've seen it. I've seen them do it. Okay? So, I mean, where do they manifest the spider from? For me, you know, it's instant. I asked them once to help me with, this is when I was in the other place. I've got Sky Glass now, but when I had a Skybox, oh, there's something wrong with the Skybox. Can you help me out? And I saw 4 of them go over to the Skybox, right? Now, say this is the Skybox, okay? And they lifted it up, but it wasn't the actual box that they lifted up. It was almost like they took an impression of the box and they carried it over to the table and started opening up and looking it around. Could they help me? Could they help? It was rubbish. They didn't know what they were doing. So anyway, yeah, that was quite amusing. And yeah, so they can do that. Yeah, there's something else I was going to tell you about that. No, I don't think so. There aren't a lot of that. So yeah, don't be quick to label it as demon, you know, because I think that terrifies people. They're normally people who want to scare you like that, and they can do lots of things. And especially, you know, the best way, I mean, they say with a poltergeist, you've got to turn around and be angry back, and I can do that easy. Yeah, if they throw something back. No, back down. That's what I, you know, hope. But hope. I have seen, there was a woman on some ghost program, just an ordinary woman in the kitchen, and she had a poltergeist, and poltergeist kept throwing things, so she got mad and threw things back, and they stopped and they didn't do it again. And I believe that, you know, be strong. Yeah, be who you are. Don't let spirits push you around. Yeah, can be bullies too. Yeah, like everybody, you know, not everybody, but people in life, you know what I mean? So yeah, I thought we'd just have a talk about that today. But I think there's definitely something around me at the moment. Yeah, I can see you. Sorry. It's when I'm talking to somebody, or, you know, I'm talking on the camera, some of them will try and distract me, the naughty ones, I'm going to call them. And they will, I normally see them as transparent or black and white people. Yeah, and then I'll start seeing them. They come in very different ways, lots of different ways. You see, my tongue's tied again. But sometimes they'll appear like I am to you now, and it can be a split second, it can be longer, whatever. And this person keeps doing that in the chair to distract me. But anyway, I just wanted to, you know, make you think a bit more about, and not be so frightened. Yeah, and that there you go, that you are strong. You have, you know, it's a demon and that's it. Yeah, just be firm and tell them to go away. May take a while, may need some help at times, you know, from a medium or parapsychology or whatever they call, you know, parapsychology, you know, ghost hunters, whatever. But if you're firm and you keep saying, I'm not going to take this, then they'll have to back off. It's exactly the same. Treat them like you would treat a bully in real life. Okay, because that's what they are primarily. Yeah, there may be some things out there that some people would term demonic. I'm not going to rule that out completely, but I really believe that they're dodgy people who can do all sorts of things once they're over there. Okay, so just treat them like a bully and see how that goes first. But always make sure you're safe. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that helps you. And no, I'm not a demonologist. I don't know why I had to say that. It's as if I'm answering questions before people. I'm not a demonologist. It's almost like somebody's arguing with me somewhere. Or they're going to be arguing with me. And I can, it's almost like I'm preempting it. I'm starting to get, since I've opened up about this, I'm starting to get more and more gifts. And it's a little bit frightening, I have to say. Okay. If you haven't already or you're new, please like, share, subscribe. And, you know, I will see you next time. I think I might go and do a video on past life thing. And I'll schedule them all. I've got one out at the one of the prediction ones out at the moment as well. If you want to check that out, I'll put a playlist on the end here. But let me know what you think. Okay. So I don't rule out anything, but that's what I've experienced so far. And I've sat up in the middle of the night and seen somebody skull-like around me, and I've just sat up and gone. And this was before I knew I could see all this. And all of a sudden I just said, get out. And I just went like that. Okay. But if you ever have any questions about that, I'm being told to tell you, there's any questions about that, or you want any help with that, oh my God, they've got me doing other things now. Contact me on email and I can try and help you out. Okay, send the boys round to help you out. Okay, take care. I'll put my email for that in the description. I think there's somebody out there that wants some more advice on something like that, but it's there, okay? I shall see you later. Take care of yourselves. Bye.